This Republican majority owes its fortunes to a small number of fossil fuel companies. The conservative Koch brothers, several coal companies, natural gas companies were very big campaign spenders. And in the next Congress, we'll see some of the most avowed climate change deniers taking control of key congressional committees in the Senate and in the House. In the Senate, Senator Jim Inhofe, the most outspoken critic of climate change science, will take control of the Environment Committee. Senator Ron Johnson, another outspoken critic of climate change science, will take control of the Homeland Security and Government Reform Committee. It's possible that Senator Ted Cruz, yet another climate change skeptic, will control the Science Subcommittee within the Commerce Committee. That's the committee that controls federal science research. And it's likely that these fossil fuel companies spent big on this election because they're looking for something in return. That being pressure on the Environmental Protection Agency to roll back or delay its proposed rules on carbon emissions. There are rules that are coming up that deal with existing coal-fired power plants. These are power plants that were built in the 40s, 50s, and 60s with very outdated technology that are significant drivers of carbon emissions. The Obama administration has proposed these rules, and it's likely that the new Republican Congress will pressure the EPA to delay them, or maybe even attach a budget rider that says that the EPA will not be funded to carry out these rules. That could set the stage for another government shutdown, like the similar dynamic that happened last year when a budget rider was attached attempting to defund the Affordable Care Act, better known as Obamacare. And as part of a broader dynamic, though, the House Science Committee in the last Congress, for one of the very first times in history, began subpoenaing government scientists, attempting to harass them and pressure them to back away from air pollution rules. With Republicans now in control of the Senate, we might see a similar dynamic on the Senate side. Already, just in the last 2 months, we've seen Senate Republicans sending letters to environmental groups, pressuring them, basically signaling they'd like to open new investigations into groups like the NRDC, the National Wildlife Foundation, the American Lung Association, Greenpeace. These environmental groups are now going to be under the gun as Republicans try all the different avenues for influencing environmental policy. We'll see incredible pressure from congressional Republicans to push the administration towards approving many different new pipelines and oil and gas initiatives. The Keystone XL is at the top of that list. That pipeline running from the Alberta tar sands down to refineries on the Gulf of Mexico, that requires special approval from the White House and from the State Department, and we'll see a Republican Congress push the president to approve that pipeline. But beyond that, there are a number of other goals. There's also the liquefied natural gas issue. For natural gas in America to be exported abroad, there needs to be a special approval from FERC and the Department of Energy. There are a number of bills in Congress to expedite those approvals. And if the American natural gas market is linked to global prices, in Asia in particular, natural gas prices are much higher, we'll see a much broader boom in fracking, the horizontal drilling technique, because the price of natural gas in America will rise. Republicans are intent on pushing this priority. Cory Gardner, one of the Republican Senate candidates who won last night in Colorado, he's made this one of his top initiatives, and Republican leaders have signaled this is at the top of the list along with the Keystone XL.